Good evening. It's the Professor here on a Sunday evening here in the shadows. I've gone a bit blue today. I changed the color just a little bit to go into a bluish mode, which I don't know why, but I'm here with blue. So good evening to you. Thank you for joining me this evening. So before my sound up. Before we jump into a regular chat, let's head over and button. Let's head over to the comment section. Hopefully you can see that here. Here we are, Professor Shadow comment. So I just thought jump in here. I don't have time to answer everybody, but I do truly appreciate your comments. So hey, let's go in and just emphasize that. So here we are. We have Natalie. Waves from Lincoln. Here's a wave from Norfolk here in Norwich, UK. To Lincoln in the UK. Thank you so much for tuning in. Truly appreciate that. We have Heartseeker. Good story. Thank you so much, my friend. I do appreciate the feedback. Inspirational, scary tale. Yes, I tried to put a little bit of something in there. A little bit of something. Hopefully it came across. Great storyteller from the insurance and tax guy. Okay, thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Loving it. Sadie Hughes. Sadie, thank you so much. Appreciate that. What was that? Oh, it's for a dark vampire's tale. This is a good one. Glad you enjoyed that. We meet again. Mwahaha. From Richard Daniel. Thank you so much for it. But I do like your second comment. Take that. Professor Shadow loves me. Of course he does. Thank you for your comment. Appreciate that. Thank you again for a voyage through the world you have created. It is genius. Cheers. Michael Florin, my friend, thank you so much. And I'm glad you enjoyed this story. I'm going to go over why I did this story in a little while. So hopefully answer these top questions, this feedback. Go over this feedback real quick. And then I'm going to go over and answer the question. Go over the questions. This was good. Yes, this is something we discussed last week. We discussed this last week, and I managed to do one potion shop. So we actually talked about this on the show last week, and I really wanted to do it. I was super excited, and so I made a video of it. So hopefully you had a chance to watch that. So that shows how it works. How it works is so good. Absolutely. What's this? Hispanic from between them as it came, Chris. Yes, it's the AI is so crazy. No matter what you put in AI, it's going to give you something crazy. Stories never disappoint, always entertaining. That real cowboy. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. Oh, and that was on our potion one. Our potion. Favorite phrase: idiocy of curiosity. Indeed. And that potion one again. Thank you so much for your comment there. I do appreciate these comments. Excellent work. Really enjoyed this one. Awesome change of pace. Yes, it's because we discussed it last week. I thought, okay, let's create a story like this because I really want. It's almost like an anthology from the Amicus series, isn't it? And I really enjoy those type of films. So I decided to do it. We talked about it and we put it in. Can confidently hit like before watching the videos, my friend. Thank you so much. Tartar Mystic. Thank you so much, my friend. Someone once asked me if you could have a superpower. Apparently, Cold War Russia was not just. I got you. Now I see why you put. I'm glad you liked my comment. Good tale. Oh, this is one of our older ones. Werewolf or Madness. Also, this was a really good one, and it's quite similar to the one I just did. Are they really a werewolf or is it in their head? You never know. In the story, you won't know. Like that one. Take inspiration from the Witcher video games. All right. Okay. I'll take that if that's a good game. I have seen the game. It looks all right. Mia's come up and should be legendary and lasting. Oh, we need to have a word with Mia from this story. Make sure she does get her come up. I haven't started work on the third, the final finale, which I'm going to do next week. I'm saving that for next week. She's so busy here. So glad you enjoyed that. Great horror video. Daniel. YouTube names, Daniel. YouTube names are so crazy. Oh, Alex, don't lose my namesake. Dear. I'm glad you enjoyed the video, the story. This is the werewolf story we're talking about here, guys. Lucky campers. Yes, they managed to get away, right? Criminally underrated. We're getting there, I think, my friends. This channel is easily the best of its kind. Hopefully, it's one of those rare channels where I'm trying to connect everything. So hopefully, it's being picked up and appreciated, which I know it is. And I think we've got quite a few people watching. So I'll do a few more. Apologies if I miss you out. I'll jump into the chat today. I'll kick into a series with these characters. Oh, they're all over the place now. The characters from all of the tales you're going to find mixed in with all the stories. I'm trying to do like playing with it this week, but I've just been so busy. Like creating like a web page where you can go and it connects all the characters and the timelines. But it's just it's a little bit awkward for me this week. It's been so busy. Great work as usual. Thank you so much, my friend. Joshua Stevens. A couple more. I'm going to say bravo. Can't wait until the next chapter. Oh, it's coming. It's coming, my friend. Is that Terry Argent? Loved it. Oh, glad you loved it. And of course, comments. Thank you so much. Right. Weech 219. I thought this was going to be a movie recap. I'm so glad it was. Yes, this is a movie cap. Something from the shadows of Professor Shadow. Okay, good. I got a few away. And now we have comments in the chat as well. Guys, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I don't have my normal drink today. I have a cup of coffee. So it's been one of those days. Greetings, Professor Sachin Reinhard von Holst. Yes, I did like your comment. I appreciate it. Thank you. Brenda Storm. I made it to live chat. I'm saving the side tomorrow. I can't wait to play. Nice. Super good. I'm going to tell you why I made that story in just a second. Sachin's Brenda Storm, glad you could make it. Send positive vibes. Yes, all of us, all of the shadow crew are sending positive vibes to you, Brenda. Your so let's dive again. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. Shadowy Sunday evening here in the United Kingdom, in the East Coast, where the shadows are darker than anywhere else. So I did let me get it up. I did the Silent Howl. I'm going to tell you why. So I based it in a place called Acton, which is actually where I grew up for around about 4 or 5 years. We lived in these big tower blocks in Acton, and near us was a school, Reynolds High School, if interesting. It is where I went. I'm not saying it was a good school, but that's where I went. And where we lived, there was this woman that always used to say hello, super, super nice. And it was just her and her mother. And she lived alone. And there was like a rumor that she was just so powerful. So, so determined. Everyone's like, oh, it's that girl that's like looks after her mother. She's got a job. She does this, she does. And I thought back about that when I was creating this story, because it's exactly where I lived, in the tower blocks of Acton, which is a great place. Anyway, I'm sure it is now. I remember that. I remember that girl. I used to see her. She used to say hello to me all the time, even though I was a little kid at the time. She used to come down and say hello. I can't remember what her name was, whoever it was, the name Emily, which I used in the story. But that's how I come up with that idea, just thinking back to someone powerful, someone that had someone that had some inspiration on me. And it was this woman that lived right at the top, and she used to look after her mother, and she used to say hello to me whenever I saw her. And it was always that thing that because she lived on her own and looking after her, she was a bit mysterious, and I sort of based that around her. You should be on a proper wooden Eldridge chair, not a gamer one. These are so comfortable. These are so comfortable because I can move the back so easy. Yes, I think I should have my own big leather chair that I sit in. That would be great. The gamer ones are just so comfortable though. But this one's getting a bit old now, so we're gonna have to invest in a new one quite soon. So where I sit with the arms are a little bit wobbly, but it's pretty good. So that's the story behind the Silent Howl. So I'm not gonna give away, because I know some people haven't watched it just yet. But that's the story behind it, and that's how I come up with the ideas. I look at something from the past or something and make a trigger, and it's like the potion shop. We talked about that last week, and that stuck with me because I love those anthologies of Amicus that they did. The From Beyond the Grave, Tales from the Crypt, House of Drip Blood, Dr. Terror's House of Horrors, Torture Garden. Maybe I'm missing some, but yes, I do really enjoy those type of movies. They have that twist in all of them, and I wanted to create something very similar because I was super excited from the idea. Anthologies are best. Yeah, it's truly so good. Well, so if you've watched these anthologies, any of them that I've mentioned, if you watch more than one, let me know what your favorite one is. I know what mine is. I know what my favorite one is. I have all of the Amicus anthologies. I also have a couple from different studios. Tales That Witness Madness. Tales That Witness Madness. That was a good one. And Dead of Night from Ealing Studios. I actually used to live in Ealing, but Ealing Studios, where they made some of the old horror movies and the old comedies and the old shows for the BBC. I literally lived like 2 minutes away from there, 2 minutes. And often you could see the film crews and that out on the street filming things, not for the horror movies, but for shows that they were doing. So that was interesting. Yes, out of all of them, so the one which I definitely favour was called From Beyond the Grave. Of course, it had Peter Cushing in it, and definitely one of my favourite ones. Just absolutely, I think it's the top one. I think it's the best one. I saw a poll that went over all the anthologies from Amicus to which one is the best, and From Beyond the Grave was number one by a long shot. I think the two stories in there that stand out are the first one, which is the Gatekeeper. I think it's called The Gatekeeper, and the final one called The Door. Yeah, these two are so good. So you will see these. You will see this idea in many film stories since, because they're so good. Yeah, those two are my favorite. I particularly like the first one. It's the one where the character's in the mirror and he trades places with the person outside. Is it Michael Warner? And supposedly it was written that the person in the mirror was Jack the Ripper. So I never knew that till a few years back. But interesting. But that was really good. So yeah, so the anthologies from Amicus, yes, definitely From Beyond the Grave is my favorite. If you're watching, or if you're watching the replay, let me know what you think. Am I right? Is From Beyond the Grave the best one? Let's see if I can get them all up. Let's see. Amicus films. I think Amicus have actually come back. I think they're making a new movie. I'm sure they are. Those films, let's put in order. We'll see if we can get some. I don't think it's going to give it to me. Oh, we got Dr. Terror's House of Horrors, 1965. It's not going to give it to me. Oh, here we go. Torture Garden, 1967. House that Drip Blood, 71. Tales from the Crypt, I think I messed that one out, 1972. From Beyond the Grave, 1974. The Vault of Horror, that's another one. There have been rumors flying around years that Hammer. Yeah, I heard that as well. So, Bray Studios, Maidenhead is Kent. And they used to also have, there's a film studio, Shepherd's Bush film studio. And we actually we moved around a lot when I was a kid. We stayed in many locations, and we stayed near Ealing. That was the longest place to stay. We also went to Shepherd's Bush for a short time, near a place called Chiswick, and then Shepherd's Bush, and then there was obviously the main studios there. Didn't really get to go in there. We went to the BBC. Was that the BBC? Oh, Asylum as well. We missed Asylum. That was another one. That was a good one. It's funny. I like vampire films and can't stand zombies. Go figure. I do wish Hammer would start making good horror. Didn't they make another one? Didn't they make a movie recent? Sure they did. Hammer Horror. Hammer Studios, isn't it? Hammer Studios. Berkshire. I can't find out. Hammer Studios' last film. Dr. Jekyll. Hammer Films is still to announce a theatrical release of B Good Picture Company's Dr. Jekyll on 27th of October 2023. Okay. So 2023. Sorry, just while I'm looking up some facts. Yeah, so The Woman in Black with Daniel Radcliffe, if you remember that was a Hammer film production. I knew it was. The Woman in Black. And didn't they make Woman in Black 2? I quite enjoyed the first one. I didn't enjoy the second one that much, but the first one I thought was okay. It was tough, though, watching Daniel Radcliffe in horror, because obviously it's Harry Potter. stuff is in haunted houses you can visit. We don't actually have much. We don't have much in the UK. People go trick or treating, and there's a few small events and things, but we don't really have the houses as such. We have where I am. There's it's like a dinosaur park. It's like a dinosaur park, and then they changed that for Halloween, and they have the houses there. But that's just like you go in and it's one big thing. That's actually not too bad. Not too bad. It's a lot of walking. Very hilly. You go down the hills and up. I did it a few times. I don't think I'll do it again. It weren't that good. Hello from Maitland, Missouri, USA. Shelley Kruger, welcome. Welcome to Sunday Night in the Shadows with me. We were just mentioning that we found that The Woman in Black was actually a Hammer film. And I'm sure Amicus are doing something new. I'm sure about it. I'm sure about this. Or I could have just made it up. Amicus new movie. In the Grip of Terror. Or someone's talking about it. There's definitely something going on with Amicus. But we were discussing the anthologies from Amicus and which one we enjoyed the most. With so many, and I'm saying I think for me personally, From Beyond the Grave is my favorite one. Definitely enjoyed that. I did enjoy the Tales from the Crypt one as well. Had Joan Collins in it with the Father Christmas. This is one I remember from being like a child, and it's like Father Christmas is the crazed maniac. Joan Collins trying to keep him out. Little girl lets him in. Yeah, that was a great one. That was a good one. And then if you've watched Tales That Witness Madness, it's a movie. It's an anthology, and Joan Collins is in that with the tree. If you haven't watched this one, this is so good. You've got to watch it. I can't remember the name of the episode, but the movie Tales That Witness Madness. So good. It'll definitely make you think. It's a really, really good one. So, I got, I should say, get my list up. So we did finish the Werewolf Curse or Blessing, or The Silent Howl is on the top. And I only put that out yesterday. That's not doing too bad. A few people enjoying that one so far. Thank you so much. And then One Drop to Darkness, the potion shop, which is like what we talked about last week. I put that out on the 13th. So 2 days ago. Oh, I've been busy. I did the Silent Howl yesterday. I literally came home and I said to myself, I'll do like an hour or 2 hours working on it, and I literally just spent the whole night until it was done. So I am one of those. I have to get it done once I start. Once I get my teeth into it, no pun intended. I love to get it done and get it out there. Also, this week, 4 days ago, we put out The Return of the Werewolf, the second part in that werewolf trilogy that I'm creating. And hopefully you had a chance to watch that. Because these are definitely the first one, part 1 to part 2. Definitely, Call of the Moon. And they're a little bit different, I think. A little bit more darker, a bit darker in there. Things are going wrong for people. And it's not, the werewolf is not a nice thing. I'm trying to make it a little bit different, a little more darker, more evil. Has something about it. What is it? I'm not going to tell you, but I will tell you in the final part. There's something in there. And how are they going to stop it? Like I say, I'm going to get to work on part 3 next week, from tomorrow onwards. So look out for that Wednesday, Thursday time. It should be ready. I think we saw that one last week. Yes, so that's what we got. I've got 3 out this week. That's pretty good going. Hopefully, I was able to enjoy those stories. Good. What we got in the comments, guys? What we got here? Oh, still the same. Hello from Shelley's on, Sachin's on, Shelley's on, Brenda. So, if you have any questions, please put them in. I'd love to try and answer them if I can. Like I said, I don't have the usual. I have coffee today. So we've still got lots of things in the works that are not going to be. I'm an introverted person, so I'm easily able to handle the caffeine quickly because and this is decaffeinated coffee anyway. But it honestly doesn't bother me. I can drink coffee and go to sleep. So. Christian Thomas, huge fan. Do you have any published work? That can be published? No, I just publish everything on YouTube. I'm just a YouTube channel because that's how I like to do it. I did look at publishing some years back, and I didn't like everything you had to go through to do it. So I just what I love about YouTube. I can put out anything I want, and I can put it. And if it's got mistakes, or if I say the wrong words, or something's wrong, I can put it out, and that's my story, how I want it. I don't want it changed by somebody. So I decided just to go on YouTube, and I can do exactly how I want to do it. You'll often hear me say, specifically on the live calls, how much I do this for everyone to watch, but also for myself. So because I enjoy creating these stories. They're in you. When they're in your head and they're bursting, you've got to get them out. So I enjoy creating the stories. I'm not really looking to publish anything, just on YouTube, just on the YouTube channel. Maybe I'll do some audio. Audio books are pretty easy, but I won't do it through a publishing company. I'll probably just do it through my own. Just go here and download the audio book. I did start to do that in a couple. Any ideas for witches, warlocks? Well, I have the witch one in the werewolf Call of the Moon coming up. Warlocks, not yet. Not yet. Am I allowed to plug my Lycan book here as its YouTube video of the first 2 chapters? Sure, go ahead. I don't mind. I was here last Sunday about dragons. Yes, I haven't done anything with dragons. That's a tricky one for me. Tricky one, because I feel that the dragon is just so powerful, so powerful. Like I said, the only way I could think about doing it was if we had like the power of the dragon somehow. The ancient dragon, and someone gets their power, and that's going to be like the warlock or something, maybe even vampiric, something in that way. But I can't see how the dragon would just kill everything, wouldn't it? It's just so like massive. Just kill everything. This is a baby dragon. It's an interesting concept and a good challenge to see if we can come up with something. I think someone, channeling the power of the dragon would probably be better for for the universe, the Shadowverse. I think so. Yeah, I think that's going to be the. We can try and use that somewhere in the future. Like I said, we have so much. I always say we, it's literally just me doing it. Have so much to do, so many stories I need to do. But of course, I do have another job as well. So I don't just sit here all day. So it's only a certain amount of time, and because I don't watch TV. I watch movies, of course. I don't really watch TV. I listen to audiobook, and then I truly enjoy. I enjoy binge creating. Like I said, I'll sit down with an idea, and I just my fun is not playing video games or watching TV. My fun is binge creating, which I truly enjoy. For myself and for you, of course. So, like I said, we have so many things in the pipeline. I am aware. I have a screen. I have a screen, and it's like I don't know if you've seen those mind maps. If you've ever seen a mind map, and it's got like what I need to do, and it sort of links off. And I put on there, obviously I want to do Dr. Thorne. I need to do this, but I don't want to do it yet. I want to get a few more characters in, you know what I'm saying? And then I created in this werewolf Call of the Moon the character, Jonas Creed. And when I did this character, I thought, he needs a backstory. This is such a great guy. I really sort of enjoyed the character. I really liked working with him and creating for him. And so I've got that now. That's on my board. Let's get something with this guy in. So I want to do like a backstory of this guy. What else did I have? I can't tell you that one. Yeah, they're the main ones. I'm waiting for Dr. Thorne. Yes, a lot of people message me for Dr. Thorne. What's happening? I got a couple of bits I need to get out first. I do need to get a couple of bits out first, and then I'll start working on it. Soon. I'll soon work on it. It's going to be intrigued because there's something else. I can't say what it is. There's something else I want to lead up to. I want to lead up to something, and I don't want to do it wrong. In my mind, it makes sense. It probably doesn't make sense anywhere else. I'm sure you're all the same as me. I know what I want. I know what it is. But we'll get it out. We will get it there at some point, and in the not too distant future. We have sort of teased him a few. He's in a few. Teased him, so which is why I really want. That's the other thing I really want to create is a web page that links to the YouTube channel, and it shows you where all the characters are linked and what they're in and their timelines, and so you can just click on it and watch that video, for example. I really want to create this, but in a minute I'm not sure how to do it. I just started doing something. Creating characters, backstory, and so on is so much fun. You can create that just by having the right name first. Yes. I mean, I created some characters, and they've become some of my favorite characters. When they first started, they wasn't, and now they are. I mean, Elder and Sorana are definitely some of my favorite characters to create, and I started them off as just like as the evil character in the story. And then as they transition through, you could sort of feel their pain of loss. And, I wanted to explore that. And then that hit me. Their pain is their strength. And so, of course, then we had the Elder and Sorana 3-part series. So you both and the professor inspired me to start writing my first book soon. It's the name of the bad guy in my novel, second novel. Yeah, for me, I enjoy the writing, and then I enjoy the creation of being able to put it into imagery and some music behind it, and like the whole concept. When AI gets to the point where it can create mini movies for me, which I know it's going to be coming within the next few years. So, for example, you put a chapter of a story in, you give it some guidelines, some imagery, it will create a movie for you. It's not quite, it's in the works. Now the YouTube channels are going to be so crazy. YouTube channels are going to be like Hollywood. It's already beyond what we've ever thought possible. But what's coming is, I obviously follow the trend, and what's coming is truly unique. You can imagine this. For example, we go back to Crimson Dawn, and for example, where let's pick one of my favorite parts, where Winter saves the cub, the alpha cub, from the hunters. Can you imagine that chapter? Put that chapter into AI, give it some imagery, and then say, make a movie out of this, and it makes a movie. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible. So I can't wait to redo all of Crimson Dawn as a film. That's going to be totally possible in the next 2 or 3 years. Can you imagine have Crimson Dawn as a movie? This will be so fantastic. Or we have come up with new. Crimson Dawn was like some of the first stuff that worked for me really well. Imagine now we come up with something new, and that works just as good. As epic as Lord of the Rings. That would be crazy. I think it would be a truly amazing to watch. The problem, of course, with AI at the minute is still in new early days, and like I said when I was reading some people's comments, it can go wrong. It can put wrong people in. It's getting a lot better where it can keep the same character, but it can make characters wrong somewhere, or give them 6 fingers, but it's definitely getting better. And I truly enjoy that, because I enjoy the creation of the story, and then being able to put the imagery how I see it on top, and then add some nice music in the background, and we have a show. 3 arms, remember? Yes, I remember. 3 arms. I did one. I didn't have one, and the eyes were all bobbling. That was one. And these are the ones that made it. Imagine the ones that didn't make it that I looked at and thought, oh, that's terrible. It truly had some terrible ones. I tell you, the hardest ones for AI to create is someone inside a car. I don't know why. Go to AI and say, give me someone driving a car, or give me 2 people in a car, and it puts them in the boot or in the bonnet or on the top, or it's so crazy, or there's no roof or something, or it's just the front of the car. I have it. Let me see if I got it. It's so crazy. But these are small problems, and the longest thing to do is find the images. So look, because sometimes when I did the Elder and Serrano one, when I go back to my history of images, There's hundreds of images of trying to get Serrano's face right. It just wouldn't give me it. It wouldn't give me it. It's crazy. I'm gonna find. I don't know if I deleted it or not. I'm gonna find it because this was. I only did this the other day, so this should be okay. Let's see if I can find it for you. Just loading. That one was all right. I might have deleted it. Maybe. I must have deleted it. Because there's so many, I normally delete them. Let me give you a quick look into what we do. It's going to blow your mind. Not that one. This one. These are the images that I have to go through. So we can see all the images here. We try and get through to find the best ones. There's obviously Jonas Creed there. And some characters here. The werewolves come out really well. This was impossible for me. So I wanted to create Mia from the Call of the Moon with black eyes. I deleted hundreds of these, but it never you got woman eyes are completely black, and it never came out ready. It just gives the same eyes, but go with that. And then was it someone in pain on the floor, and it gives you this type of thing. Let's have a look. What's that? I have no idea what they're doing. Yeah, but it's pretty good. It's a pretty good tool. That's what we have. That's what we have to do. You put it in and you say, give me 5 images, and it'll give you 5 images, and you pick the best one, and then you find a good one, you carry on with that. I must have deleted the ones with the car. That's so annoying. I had the same problem when I did the Crimson Dawn, because there's a few car scenes in there, and that was just so hard. It took me ages to get the right ones. But we got there. We got there in the end. But yes, there's definitely some good stuff coming out. So that one I did was more image based. But there's some movie based ones, some animation based ones that are coming out, which we're looking at the minute, and they do look really, really interesting. So I'm looking forward to those, to playing around with those. Once again, getting my teeth into them. That's a good thing. The one I use at the moment is called a Lunar Dreamweaver. Pretty good. Gives you like short little video clips. It can make some good stuff. Good. How are we doing for questions? Good. Where were we? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy images. So what are you going to look out for the next week? Obviously, I'm going to finish Call of the Moon, Part 3, the finale, the showdown. And of course we introduced... Oh, actually, some of you may not have watched it, so I'll be careful. It's on the trailer anyway. We introduced Eldridge into there as well. The ancient vampire Eldridge is in Call of the Moon Part 2. It's a friend of Jonas Creed. Of course he had to be. Jonas Creed's an old hunter. He would have met. That's what I love about being able to do these stories, is all you got to do, create a new character, and then you say, he knows one of the characters from somewhere else in the universe, and it's like, okay, now there's a connection. Now it's connected, and you can see why I want to build that connection site all the way through, so that you can go through it. For example, if you want to watch all the stories with Eldridge, and you just follow his timeline down, all the stories with Winter, or and we can. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm going to give it a good try. I don't want to spend too long on it. So I spent way too long on it the other day, and it just didn't get me anywhere. So, on that note, looks like we're getting a little bit quiet for the comment section. What we got? The layers to characters, spin-offs. Yeah, that would be handy to do that. The layers to characters and spin-offs and collaboration between. And yes, I think this is great because it connects everything. And I think that's important to have. It's what I want to do on my channel. It's what I want to do with the channel. I didn't want the channel to just be, random stories popping up everywhere. I want them somehow to be connected. I did two, the Potion Shop and the Silent Howl, which don't really connect anywhere. But I wanted to connect them. I will somehow connect them in the future. And I want the channel to be, its own universe. That's probably what I'm trying to say. I think that'll be super interesting to be able to do. Which I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep trying to do that. I think it'll be great. Because then you create these new characters and they're going to have some back history of one of the existing characters. And then that leads to backstories. So that's going to be good. For me, the example is Jonas Creed. And the other example was the Master. If you remember from Elder and Serana, I introduced the Master. I wanted to introduce a really dark, strong, powerful vampire that only got called upon when needed because he was so powerful. And I introduced him in Elder and Serana. And then I thought, well, let's do the backstory on that character. And that did far better than the Elder and Serana. So it just goes to show. But that was obviously the Master was a good one. That was great. Have you heard about the new Batman comic coming out where he fights a werewolf? No, I haven't. I love the Master. Yeah, I thought it was really good. I tried to make it different. I'll have a look. I will definitely have a look. See Batman versus the werewolf. And what I love so much is that I put on there, and that's the other thing why I like to create the universe, this universe, because we always have that one person that will say, well, that wasn't the first, even it's called the first vampire. This is not the first vampire. In this universe it is. So that's what I like. First werewolf. Give me a load of stuff come up for Batman versus the werewolf. There's a new movie, isn't there, coming out? Isn't there a new movie called The Wolfman about to be released? I'm sure there is. 2024, The Wolfman. Yes. I'm sure there is. I keep seeing this. It's like the problem now is with AI, you see a trailer, you don't know if it's real. They just look so good. They look so good now. And it's getting better. I mean, if we think it's like this now, what's it going to be like in 3 to 5 years, 10 years time? In 10 years time, you're going to be able to go somewhere to one of these places and just say, make me a new werewolf movie, and just create the whole thing. Obviously, it's not going to have the inspiration behind it or the ideas of the writers, but I think it's going to be possible. I think there's already a program out, and it's video AI something. In video, and it's, you know, it says it does that. Put in your prompts, stories, and it will create the video for you. I think it's not very good. Wouldn't AI eliminate a lot of the joy? Yes, I think you still got to have that. You still got to have that. The lifeblood in the story, no matter how good AI is. No matter how good it is, you still got to have that lifeblood. You got to have that creation behind the scenes. Otherwise, it's all going to be the same. It's all going to be the same. So you still need that. I mean, all of mine are created by me. I write every chapter. So it's my ideas in there, my lifeblood, which I try and put in there. I think if you put make a story, I think it'd be so bland. But it's getting better. It's getting better. Maybe in the future we won't have to. Just maybe in the future it'll be this, that hey, I want you go to AI, instead of having TV, you're going to have AI TV, and you just say, I want an original movie to watch about werewolves hunting humans, and I want this to happen, and then it gives you your own personal film. That's got to be coming. You have a specific person in mind when you write a friend or something. Sometimes I do, yes. Sometimes I do. Like I said, I just finished The Silent Howl, and I did have someone in mind. The reason because you'll see in a lot of the stories I do, there is an underlining message. And the underlining message, I know some of you haven't watched it, but anyway, there's an underlining message in The Silent Howl. And when I was a young kid and I lived in a place called Acton, in West London, and it was a pretty rough place. And it's right near the school I used to go to, and these great big tower blocks, and it was rough. And you say, you know, don't go out at night. You don't go out at night. And one of the top floor, I think it was the top floor. I can't 100% remember. I think it was the top floor. There was a young woman who used to look after her old mum. And you know, when you're kids, and you just see this woman going in and out, and no one knows what she does. And she's really nice. She says hello every time. And rumors start to spread. Oh, she's like a mystic, or she's this, or she's strong. But we saw her as this, but as with a reverence, you know, as a command of respect, that she was doing what she was doing on her own. So, and that's the person I sort of had in mind when I wrote that story. So was it based on a real person? Yes, based on a real person from my memory. I don't know their name. I don't know how old they are. I don't know what they do now. But it's based on the memory I have of them. The vampires, obviously, they are based on my own personal opinion of vampires. I don't want them to be romantic and nice. I want them to be dark and parasitic. That's why the vampire ones are always dark. Hiding in caves and dark places. And like I say, when you're right, I think that's the other thing. That's the other thing with AI and writing yourself. If you just give AI prompts to write, what about creating characters off that? So obviously, as I was writing and I created that master, the Elder and Serrano, the master came in, and I'm like, okay, we need to do master. He wouldn't have been created unless I'd have had that input. So I think that as well, that's an interesting concept, an interesting idea. Yes, I still need. I did do the master, which I thought was quite dark-ish, but I've still got. I still don't feel fulfilled in creating one dark enough. I've got to. You've got to transition there. I've got to get there. I want to create one darker. I really do. I want to create one much darker. And that's something I've got on my board. I say on my mind map, my board to do. But I got to be ready. I don't feel I'm ready for it yet. I've got to maybe get a few more stories out, and then I can get that one done. But it's got to. I really want to make it dark, and so far away from the romantic vampire. Yeah, I mean, for me, as soon as I think of vampire, I feel of Nosferatu, and the original one, the way he looked like that skinny, parasitic, or the master. It's actually called the master, wasn't it? In Salem's Lot, there's like his skin was flaky and it was old. That type of character really is where I see the vampire going. It's definitely on this channel anyway. It was originally how I introduced Eldridge. Was the first of the vampires that are in connected was Eldridge. It was one of the first ones that if you watch the first story on Eldridge, it's he is a dark ancient vampire, and he doesn't just live forever, but every injury he gets he feels the pain, and it doesn't really heal, so it's constantly in pain, and he drinks to just get rid of that pain for a little bit, and that's how I wanted to see it. So yeah, I think we can go darker though. We can definitely go darker with that, with the vampire, and that's something I really want to do. I'm going to focus on that a little bit. I feel I've got that in me to bring that to life. But definitely I'm going to do the third part. I say definitely. If I started the vampire story Monday and I had to finish it, then nothing else would get done. I am a binge creator. I will binge until I'm done. Binge until I've got it done. And yeah, I definitely want to get this third werewolf one done from Call of the Moon, because I've got the draft written and it looks really good. Now I've just got to write the story for it. It looks, yes. I'm not going to say anything else. Good. So we're hitting the hour. We're hitting the hour. So I'm going to head off here as we reach 8 o'clock here in the United Kingdom. And that's got some 10,000 subscribers. Yes, that was a nice number to cross. 10,000 subscribers. I appreciate that. What are we on now? Let's have a look. We are on 10,207. We're getting up there slowly. YouTube's weird. It have like big spurts and it goes really quiet. A big spurt. It's what you do. So like the big spurts for me were when I did the werewolf, 3 werewolf one. My brain's just gonna sleep. Anyway, the 3 werewolf one, which was really good. The backstory to the original Alpha. That did really well. That gave me a big burst. And then it went down. And then I went on holiday, had a little bit of a break. And of course it went down. And now we're in the point where we're just picking up slightly again. But I'm not really in a rush. I'm here to enjoy the channel as much as hopefully you're enjoying it. And be able to put out good content that I would like to see, that I hope you would like to see as well. I'm not here to push out content just for views, really. I want it to be good. I want stuff that I would want to watch. I'm so drawn to your stories, the character stories. I just love them. Thank you so much, Lauren. Lauren is on. Appreciate that. We have many more in the works. Many more. Thanks for calling. I'll email you later. Okay, cool. I need to catch up on the werewolf stories. Yeah, which would why it'd be great, wouldn't it, if I could create that like page which links everything together, timelines, characters. Yes, but I just don't know how to do it yet, so I'm going to work on it and try and get that. But definitely, I think, like I say, people enjoy the vampire stories. People love the werewolf stories here, but you don't like when I put like the ghost, the zombie, or the supernatural. These don't do as well. So I take it everyone is a werewolf and vampire fan. Which is good because we have the final part of the Call of the Moon coming out this week. Good, where are we? Yes, 8 o'clock. So it's 8 o'clock or just gone. Guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me this evening. Truly appreciate your time and coming on and sharing your ideas with me and helping me to understand the direction that you'd like to see me go and help you with those stories. And yes, hopefully you enjoyed the chat, and I will see you live again next week. But in the meantime, look out, because I do have the final part of Call of the Moon coming out Wednesday, Thursday. Hopefully. Thank you so much. I'm going to say good evening. Have a wonderful week and take care. I'll see you real soon.